Chapter number 1. Our environment. Human beings and other living organisms live on the earth. The favorable conditions that make life possible on the earth form the environment. Land, water, and air together with all the living organisms like plants and animals make up our environment. An environment includes all the living and non-living things with which an organism may interact with. The term environment comes from the French word environner, which means to surround. Everything around us, for example, things, places, nature, people, etc., comprises human-made and natural things. They all add up to our environment. Our environment is made up of different components. These components can be classified into two broad categories: natural environment and human-made environment. Environment. Natural environment: atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, biosphere. Human-made environment: houses, roads, bridges, factories, dams are the built environment. Family, community, religion are the socio-cultural environment. Natural environment. All gifts of nature such as land, water, air, plant and animals form a part of the natural environment. It includes the abiotic and biotic components. Abiotic components consist of the non-living things like land, water, air, rocks, etc., while the biotic components consist of plants and animals which are living. For better understanding of the natural environment, we shall discuss the four domains of the environment. Four domains or realms of the natural environment: the lithosphere, the hydrosphere, the atmosphere, the biosphere. The lithosphere, the outermost solid layer of the earth consisting of soil and rock materials, is called lithosphere. It includes not only the land surface but also the ocean floor. The term lithosphere means rocky crust. The average thickness of the lithosphere is about 100 km. It has been found that the thickness of the Earth's crust is greater where the continents exist, about 32 km, as compared to the ocean floors, about 8 km. The lithosphere is made of various types of rocks and minerals. It has mountains, plateaus, plains, valleys, rivers and oceans. Lithosphere provides land for building houses, roads, factories and also for agriculture. We also get various minerals from it. The hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is that part of the Earth's surface which is covered by water. About 71% of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Hence, it is also regarded as watery planet. All the water bodies such as the oceans, seas, lakes, rivers, bays, ice caps, glaciers, groundwater and fresh water together make up the hydrosphere. Water supports all forms of life on the earth and is useful to us in a number of ways. Fresh water, apart from its domestic, agricultural and industrial uses, is used to generate electricity. It is also used as a means of transport. It is available on land through the process of water cycle. Oceans provide us with food and minerals. The atmosphere. The blanket of air that envelops the earth is called the atmosphere. Its exact thickness is unknown, but we consider it up to 1,600 km from the surface of the earth. The gravitational force of the earth holds the atmosphere around it. It is a mixture of many gases such as nitrogen 78% and oxygen 21%. The rest 1% includes substances like argon, carbon dioxide, water vapor, dust and smoke particles. The atmosphere prevents the sun's harmful rays from reaching the Earth's surface. It controls the temperature during day and night, It also controls pressure, humidity and sunshine. Therefore, the changes in the atmosphere produce changes in the weather and climate. Without atmosphere, our Earth would have been barren like other planets. The biosphere, the narrow zone of the Earth where land, that is lithosphere, water, that is hydrosphere, and air, that is atmosphere, interact with each other to support life, is called biosphere. It is this biosphere which makes the Earth a unique planet in the solar system. The word biosphere comes from the Greek word bios, meaning life, and the Latin word sphera, meaning the total range. Living beings range from microscopic organisms to huge trees, animals and human beings. This great variety of life on the Earth is called biological diversity or biodiversity. Wonderful to know, the term biosphere was first used a century ago by the Australian geologist Edward Seuss as a sphere of living organisms or biological processes lying at the interface between the atmosphere, lithosphere and hydrosphere. The types of animals that live in an area depend largely on the type of crops grown over there. Plant life, in turn, is determined mainly by the climate. Trees, for example, grow tall and thick where it is warm and rainy. Ecosystem. Living things like plants and animals inhabit many different environments. From the poles to the equator, life can be found underground, in air, in water, and on land. Each ecosystem is formed by the interaction of all living organisms with each other and with the physical environment in which they live. It can be as large as the rainforests, grasslands, deserts, lakes, rivers, or as small as a pond. A pond's ecosystem may contain tiny plants such as diatoms, green algae, and very small animals such as rotifers and copepods. Most of the ecosystems are complex and contain thousands of interacting species. These species interact with each other and also with the abiotic environment. In every ecosystem, there is a perfect balance or equilibrium in the transfer of energy and matter among the different components. This is known as ecological balance. Wonderful to know. Every year on 5th June, we celebrate the World Environment Day to raise awareness about the need to take positive actions in favor of our environment. Human environment. It is formed by human beings and their creations such as roads, bridges, etc. and the social, economic, political and other conditions in which they live. Human environment is greatly influenced by the natural environment. This influence decides the lifestyle, occupation, dress, food habits, and nature of habitats of human beings. Early humans lived in harmony with the natural surroundings. They lived a simple life. They could fulfill their basic needs from the nature around them. With the invention of wheel, transportation became easier and faster. Later, trade and commerce developed. With scientific and technological advancement, human beings succeeded in controlling and dominating nature. Human-environment interaction. The physical environment provides human beings with different materialistic needs. Activities like farming, fishing, forestry, and mining still require raw material without which no society can survive or progress. Human beings and their activities also represent the greatest danger to the environment. Since starting of human civilization, people have only used nature for their existence. They exploited and misused it to a certain extent. Thus, the balance of the environment has been disturbed. When the disturbances made by the human beings in the environment were less, nature could easily repair it. But now, forests are being cut down at a faster rate. Industrial development is polluting our environment. It is the result of unwise use of technology. Now, a perfect balance between the nature and human environment is need of the hour. We should understand that human race cannot survive if we do not live in harmony with nature and if the balance in nature is not maintained.